Hello, everybody. Welcome to, the daily race. It is open boot. I'm Goran1988, and I'm here with Lanabean, and we are seeing four wonderful runners today. Professor Renderer, Captain 1977, Pyrola, and TF Tutor 89. And welcome, Lanabean.
Thank you. Pleasure doing another commentary with you, my friend. This will be the last restreamed daily race for a bit. We do have the main tournament coming up, so unless there's a gap in the schedule, don't expect too many more dailies to be restreamed for just a bit. Otherwise, this is an open boots. We have four fantastic people here: Professor Renderer, High Ruler, Tutor, and Captain 1977. This will be a great race. What do you think? Evil. Okay, that's an evil shield. Okay, otherwise on tracking, we do have the amazing Lady Lord Linda and Akuhai channeling that. Thank you both so much as well.
Did I hear an evil shield?
Yes, you did. An evil shield right in the house. Otherwise, we have a Burna right at the sanctuary.
Okay. Not much at Bonk Rocks, so yeah, let's see what's Sahashala. So 3 items here, 10 arrows, a piece of heart, and a piece of heart. So nothing yet, really.
What an exciting Saha set. Thank you, game.
So, yeah. Captain 1977 is getting some rupees, which I have forgotten the specific term of that for now, so maybe you can enlighten me on it.
At least I did see a map check from Renderer. We have a 5-6 at Eastern. We have a... Wait, no, it was a green pendant at Eastern, 5-6 at Desert, and here is a regular crystal. But what was that question? I do apologize.
Oh, Houlihan's room. There we go. I remember now. I forgot which room Captain 1977 went into. It's Houlihan's room. It's, yeah.
It's not a bad call, really. I mean, early Houlihan gets you 225 early rupees, and if the seed is money starved in any way, then it gives you an easier access to getting Zora done.
Yep. The crabs are giving 5 rupees, so that does give somewhat, but we'll see if our runners need to go into Zora or do any of the money necessary checks here.
We did see a big 20 at Lumberjack, so not going to need to be as AGA 1 for that.
Well, that is one bit of good news for our runners. We're just seeing now on CS2 to 89 side 4 checks from Blind's Huts. And there's a red boomerang, a lot of bombs, and the bow.
Okay, looks like it is a 5-6 at Eastern, and here is the green pendant. So that is a beatable, though not fully logical, Eastern Palace.
Yep, definitely. Eastern Palace having 3 items. It can be a good shout to be completing dungeons here.
And if you can get your first dungeon done sub 10 minutes, that's a pretty good start right there. And 3 of our 4 runners have not been to Saha's Hut yet. It's nothing good, but it is a good excuse to just go take out Eastern Palace.
So, considering the bow placement, how long until our runners get the lamp, do you think?
It may never happen. We'll see. Depends on how nice or evil the seed is. Logically, you just may need a fire rod. Who knows?
Well, maybe the seed. We did get a shield as one of the first things that our runners found, so
Evil shield.
And Moon Pearl. Yeah, so... Was Bartle Vendor Moon Pearl and I mistook it for something else then, yeah? Yes, it is. We can see on Hyrule's side.
Everyone's going bowling tonight. Well done.
But yeah, thanks, chat, for spotting that one.
Otherwise, a pretty uneventful Kakariko. We did get the bow, we did get a red boomerang, and the moon pearl, but yeah, we'll see if the south area has anything useful.
Library, just a piece of heart. When you think you might finally need the boots and you have them, it just always seems as though there's nothing important on library and nothing on race game either. CS2 is saving and quitting South Shore, maybe?
Probably. I think you've already. I believe Tudor was the only one who did Saha, so less incentive to prioritize Eastern.
Yeah.
But open boots and boots-related seeds that you start with boots, slightly higher chance of Aghanim 1 being required regardless, so we'll see what the seed does, though. And you still need a sword and a lamp to put that in logic, and frankly, 2 swords or a cape as well.
Yeah. Just a piece of heart in the dam. But there's one more check here by draining the dam, so we'll see what that is on CS2 to side. So with those 5-6 crystals, just 3 bombs from draining the dam. With those 5-6 crystals, what do you think will be our go mode item, Lana?
Well, I think I'm going to have to see the Dark World crystal placement before I put judgment on that. I think could be flippers. How about yourself? What is your early thought on that? What's that?
It's got to be the ice rod.
Too easy. You got it. Yeah, it's a good choice. Ice Rod is evil usually. It could be placed almost anywhere. If TR is a crystal, then it could be placed anywhere except GT and Trinex. Oh, there's our first bottle.
Yep. Bottles are always good for our runners, but they also give the check of Sick Kid in Kakariko Village. So we'll see when CS2 gets back to that.
Probably not for a bit. I'm guessing you got Zora money, so you're going to water walk. You're going to do Zora checks. None of it is in logic. No glove for Zora, but you're still going to knock it out. Then you're probably going to Eastern Palace if you're Tutor. You're hoping to find like a hammer or a glove to give you Dark World access in Eastern, and then you can just go into Kakariko, check Sika, go to Dark World.
Yep. And there was the glove on Hyrule's side in the, castle basement. So that's 2/3 of Dark World access there. So at the moment, what we're seeing that's new is Hyrule is in Hyrule Castle basement. Professor Ender is doing Eastern right now, and yeah, at the moment, CS2 and Captain 1977 are doing, similar checks. I didn't notice what was in Ice Rock Cave. Was there anything?
Not that I saw, but according to chat, we've got mitts now. So there's a pair of gloves in Eastern Palace, so yeah, that's mitts Dark World access.
Yep.
This is sort of good and sort of bad. You do have to hope for the runners heading to Eastern early that there's no hammer here, because if there is, you're probably not doing Hyrule Castle anytime soon.
Yep, and, mitts are needed for Ice Palace, Misery Mire, and Turtle Rock. So they will probably be needed they'll definitely be needed eventually, because Tower of Hera is a pendant, so one of them has to be a crystal.
And you got a large tax return from Zora, giving you 300 rupees.
Yeah. Seems as though Professor Ender is in the dark rooms of Eastern Palace, and Hyrule is going to... is in the back of Hyrule Castle, dot cross check, effectively. Trying to use that boomerang to find it, and it was just 20 rupees.
And to answer a question in chat, Renderer is using a Gradius pack. It is a restream-friendly version, so there are versions of that MSU that I don't believe can be restreamed, but this one's safe.
both Captain 1977 and CS Tutor are fake flippering. And the hammer is, well, underneath the bridge. So, well, that's gonna change a lot of things, because that does mean that a lot of our runners can skip mitts.
Potentially. I mean, Tutor has to, at this point, go to Hyrule Castle first to get the glove, because then he's like, okay, well, either flippers or another glove are probably going to be readily available. But from Tutor's route, it looks like he's heading into Eastern Palace, so yeah, Hyrule Castle may be a bit.
And yeah, Hyrule does have the flute now. Just trying to think. And yeah, Hyrule is activating the flute. Ah yes, so thank you, chat. The flute was in the back of Escape.
And to answer a question in chat, Pearl was on Bottle Vendor.
So Professor Andra is now going to be, well, defeating the Red Igors and about to be facing off against those Armos Knights. And that will be, well, the first crystal in like 12 minutes. Hyrule has check Sick Kid, just 20 rupees.
Okay, so unfortunate for both Captain 1977 and Tutor finding their glove. The good news is that with the hammer where it is, they may... Oh, hi, Book. The hammer may be later on just from flipper checks, we'll see. Or at least Captain. But Renderer gets first crystal here, a little over 11 minutes.
Yep. Definitely nice to see the sea giving an early crystal this time. But we'll see what happens in future. There does seem to be a lot of checks our runners can do, you know, well, once they find everything. Because for some of them it's finding that hammer, for some of them it's finding mitts. I mean, CS Tutor can now make it into Dark World after Eastern Palace, so...
And High Roller runs out of arrows just at Mini Moldrum Cave.
Yep, so we're just about to see how these bomb strats work out for High Roller.
Gets that full magic drop and says, yeah, I think I'll snag that.
So, yeah. Professor Ender are going into Lost Woods. Captain 1977 and CS Tutor are completing Eastern Palace, and Hyrule is fluting away now. And that is to Desert Palace, so we'll possibly get to see what's on Desert Ledge or Agina's.
Well, look what Render is doing for us here.
Is it a pet seed? No! Just some couch cash. Move along. So, Agina's Cave only having a full heart.
You know what's worse, though? It's like, you fake flipper, you get your hammer. Or you can get a logical glove from Escape, but that hammer might be held off for a while. It's hard to say what is a little worse right now.
I think... Well, I think finding that glove in the back of Escape is probably really good, because not that many runners will have gotten that. So I think that's probably the best option out of all the options our runners have found themselves in. Yeah, it seems like our runners are just doing doing checks that the other runners have already done. Again, these are all brilliant runners, you know, putting on a show on the restream here tonight. And those are the flippers.
Okay, that's... Okay, so Lamp is somewhere readily available-ish. Except the issue is with Mitts, you've got a lot of South Dark World available to you, so Lamp's
Yes.
probably Hype Cave or somewhere in that region.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so only 3 bombs on Spectacle Rock. Okay, so 1 Power Glove is in the basement of Hyrule Castle, and another Power Glove is in Eastern Palace. Yeah. Our runners have gone either or on this one. I believe Hyruler is the one to have gotten the glove out of the castle basement.
Right, which means Eastern's probably coming up soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so Hyruler, the second person with Dark World access. Not logical, though, for any runner. No runner has gotten both gloves, which is the logical Dark World access at this point.
Yep. I mean, yeah, it's Dark World access. The only concern is that a lot of our runners might not be getting that second glove anytime soon, but we'll see if it helps or hinders them.
Alright, Hyruler getting that little tax return, $300 on Zora, not too bad.
So Captain 1977 is going into the Hyrule Castle well. So we'll see if Captain 1977 does get that second glove going into Hyrule Castle, or just decides to, well, save and quit out of there.
I think he does at this point. Running out of logical checks, but he's got the flippers, so he can get the mints and go, okay, well, Lamp is available somewhere pretty easy. But at the same time, how quickly does Captain go to check Shore, JKA the Hobo, to see that hammer?
Okay, so we did get a map check from CS Tutor 89, just making it into the Dark World. We have got pendants on Thieves Town and Skull Woods, and everything else is a crystal. Maya is the 5/6 crystal there. So, yeah, it means that, well, let me think. We'll probably need Mirror, we'll need Cane of Samario, Fire Rod, Ice Rod, any number of medallions, we'll need the hook shots, and of course those 2 swords. So yeah. Now, that should be Captain getting his mitts on Hyrule Castle, so Captain actually has logical access.
Yep, just no flipper logical access yet. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to do that before going to Dark World, though.
Yeah. And Professor Ender is going to get his, well, his hammer soon. Yeah, we're seeing on Hyrule. I haven't seen the Pyramid Ledge check yet.
I think Tutor just did it. It was $20, I believe.
Okay. And Tutor is now doing Catfish. And, yeah, let's see. This is a bit of an out-of-the-way check, and it's just a piece of heart. So it won't be influencing this randomizer.
Okay, and with that route, Tutor looks like probably heading to Kakariko, turn in Bottle Vendor, and... No, Back of Escape, okay.
Back of Escape does have Flute, will be useful for Tutor, so... Yeah, bit of luck there, I guess. Well...
And Render, of course, has that hammer. Flippers. I think out of everybody here, Render seems to be in the best shape right now, but does need to go to the front of Escape.
Yeah, Professor Ender definitely has the most options out of our runner. runners. Captain 1977 does have mitts, but doesn't have the hammer, so yeah, I'd say Professor Ender is looking the best, but if you've got more options to choose from, it does effectively mean that there'll be a lot more time checking and keeping on checking all of these checks that, of course, our other runners might, only have a few checks and know where their progression is sort of leading them. So it seems as though, Professor Ender is going to make his way to Hype Cave, and Captain is giving us a view of, King's Tomb. And King's Tomb just having 20 rupees, and Hyrule going up Death Mountain, getting those flippers. Forgive me, I've just noticed on this. Where's Hyrule got the hook shot?
I missed it.
Yeah, I thought I was looking at that.
But that is out of logic Swamp Palace. Oh, Hype Cave per chat. Thank you, chat.
Okay.
Or was it a Hype Cave? I didn't see it. Yeah, it was. Okay.
Well, the hook shot that Hyrule has means that he can go into Paradox Cave, which is 7 checks here. Sadly, without those mitts, there's no hook shot cave or...
Also forgot the minor detail of a mirror needed for Swamp Palace as well.
Yep, definitely needed there. Nothing on Stumpy, so we'll see. Professor Ender going to dig game as well.
Okay, do we have anything in Paradox?
Seems to be mainly just money at the moment. Well, the best that Tyroler's got is a bee in the bottle, really.
A third bottle. Thank you, game. And we got Dig Game going on from Renderer. Do not believe we've seen this one yet.
We definitely haven't.
And we got Chess Game. We got Bombos in Chess Game. Can't do much without a sword.
And just 3 bombs after what? 22 digs or something like that for Professor Ender.
Alright, we got High Roller heading into Tower of Hera. Has not gone to Eastern yet, though, so does not have that book to check what's on the UE tablet.
Yep. So, CS Tutor is also going into Spike Cave now. So, we'll see if there's anything there. There is the cape in Tower of Hera, and there was a sword in Spike Cave, so that's good news for CS2 to finding that sword.
So that's interesting. With that cape, we're basically just a lamp out of logic for that sword.
And it seems as though CS Tutor is going to be getting his mitts soon.
Probably trying to find out if it's lamp or mitts that he's currently missing for that hammer.
Captain 1977 is going into Thieves Town. I believe the first one was just a bottle. And just 300 rupees in Spiral Cave.
Okay, so is Captain in the right spot for the next piece of progression here? I mean, at this point, with all the checks we've seen, it's either here or Pod, I think. I
mean, Ice Palace is... Ice Palace is possible, forgetting about the fact you need lamp to... Well, you don't even need lamp to go up the mountain. You can use flute. So, yeah. Basically, yeah, Flipper's logical behind flute anyways. So, yeah. Ice Palace is a possibility. Misery Maya is a possibility as well. Dipping into it, at least. You can't complete it without the Cane of Samaria.
And unfortunately for Captain, no sword, no hammer, no magic. So, in a currently uncompletable Thieves' Town.
Yeah. The thing is that the boss room in Thieves' Town isn't that far away from the entrance, so...
Oh, never mind. He's fine.
You say all that. And then the sword pops up.
You're welcome, Captain. Would that have been there if I didn't say anything? I don't think so.
But, yeah. The thing is that the boss is sort of halfway in the dungeon in Thieves' Town, so you can set up the boss and then just leave. It does take a little bit of time to get back in, but it's not as bad as something like, let's say, Turtle Rock, for instance. And, well, CS2 activating his flute. Professor Ender is checking Hera basement. I believe that's for the big key.
Oh, and the Captain finds a small key at Blind Cell, meaning there could be an item in the basement big chest. I have not been keeping track of Thieves' Town, though. I don't know if there's going to be an item there or not.
Yeah. I think Professor Ender is trying to sort out a Hera part. We're just going to have to see, really. And yeah, he gets a Hera part. So we'll see if there's anything in the chest right above the, well, the big chest. One item has already existed in Tower of Hera, so we only need to find another.
And per our tracker, Lady Linda, an item's going to be on blind or in the basement. And it's on blind. Okay, that was actually our boots. That was a green 20. Still, that's a Thieves' Town. People may not dip anytime soon, so Captain could be on Master Sword pretty quick.
Yep, that could definitely be very good. The difference between Fighter Sword and Master Sword is, well, it's a huge one. Same with between Master Sword and Tempered Sword, so... Yeah, Hyrule is on mitts now, having gone into Eastern Palace and is about to finish up Eastern Palace soon. Professor Ender has now completed Tower of Hera, getting that green pendant, so we'll see if it's anything on the Sahasrara turn-in, really.
And we'll see if Render decides to check Spike Cave for that sword.
CS Tutor about to make it to Hype Cave in order, and we'll be able to get that hook shot. And Hyrule, yeah, is going to collect some fairies. So,
good call. You're down to half heart. That's a good call.
Very good call. So Captain 1977 is going to be doing Smith Chain soon, it seems like. We'll have to go around the long way around. We'll probably save and quit after this.
And Hyrule, with a little bit of difficulty, does get that Igor down, heading towards Armos Knights currently.
Yep.
It's a shame that we currently have 2 completable pendant dungeons. And it's not even pen.
Yeah, it's not even bad. So, the only thing that we can really see so far that might be helpful from a pendant dungeon is that sword in Thieves Town, but we'll see if the green pendant turn-in is useful at all.
So Pod looks to be the play right now. It's either got a lamp or a mirror or both. And if it does not have a lamp, it's going to be, whatever the progression is, going to be early in Pod.
Hyrule does get that crystal there. I mean, with Pod, it could also be a fire rod, maybe.
Oh, that's true. Oh, a smith chain. I didn't think about that.
Yep, so that's just a heart. Captain 1977 is fluting out of there. We'll possibly see the purple chest soon as well.
Looks like Captain's about to get those flippers, though. Maybe turn that into a hammer find.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Currently, Captain has no access to the Hera area, so that is good unless Green Pendant has something, because Tower of Hera was pretty empty. And that'll also give him more incentive to go ahead and knock out Spike Cave as well while he's up here.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's up the mountain here. We will be getting some new checks from Hyrule and CS Tutor, having the mitts, that Super Bunny Cave, and, well, Hookshot Cave.
And it looks like Render is in Thieves Town. We'll see if he decides to dig deeper. If he does, he'll get rewarded with his first sword.
Yeah, which will definitely be good. Hyrule is going to be seeing what medallion Turtle Rock is. It is Quake, so that is another requirement for Go mode.
Yeah, now it's Bombos and Quake for both Meyer and Turtle Rock. So officially, with our current knowledge, we already have 2 swords, so we need both rods. We need Samaria, we need Ether, we need Quake, and a mirror. Hey, there's our lamp. Just Dark Death Mountain, easy peasy.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so we're back in Logic. That's Flippers. That's Hammer. So everything up to this point is in Logic, so doesn't have to be Pot at this point. There's our 3rd sword at Hookshot Cave.
Yep. 3 swords, that's definitely good for our runners.
Everybody has a different sword between Captain, Tutor, and Hyruler.
Yep, nothing else.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Well, now Professor Endera needs to go back and not collect the sword in Thieves Town and find the 4th sword then, right?
Right, exactly. That being said, Renderer gets his first sword, same when Captain's gone.
Yep.
And Captain will be the first one to master sword shortly. No reason to go necessarily too far here, simply because no hammer yet, no mirror.
Well, Hyrule is going to get Master Sword right now.
Oh, yeah, my bad. First one to Master Sword Hyruler.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing swords give logical access to, apart from, well, Aga, from memory, would be Skull Woods.
Still no access to the back of it.
Yeah, you need the fire rod as well, so... Well, that's in defeating Ganon, but...
And there's Captain using his last bomb to bomb the chest that contained the lamp. Well played.
We'll start to be seeing some new checks here from Hyrule, as Hyrule is entering into Palace of Darkness.
So it's pretty much pod or purple chest at this point with some piece of progression. Probably a fire rod, but could be a mirror.
Yep. Although, actually, couldn't our runners enter into Misery Mire now? Well, the ones that have Mitz, the Flute, and Bombos, which is nobody, but we know... Well, Captain can.
That's true. Wait, do we have... Have we seen Green Pennant yet?
Not as much as I've known. Can anybody else say whether we found Green... Well, not found Green Pendant. Found out what the turn-in is yet.
Where's that darn Green Pendant? Gosh. Alright, looks like Captain is checking Agina. I don't think we've seen Agina either.
That is the Cane of Samaria on Hyrule's side in Palace of Darkness. Which does mean, between everything that we know, Misery Mire should be 100% completable.
And logical. I think of a couple of items that could be in here, and the game's like, no, here's your third option you didn't think of.
I mean, it always happens.
Okay, Render is going up Bumper. I did not catch what was on Bumper. Is that a mirror?
It definitely seems as though it is the mirror. Yep, and that is the mirror for Professor Renderer, so that's basically, well, Swamp Palace.
Yeah, we can pretty much do every dungeon at this point except beating Turtle Rock, so we are in Quake and Ice Rod and Fire Rod Go mode at this point. Well, no mode really, but you know.
Well, we're seeing right now Captain 1977 opening up Misery Mire, so problem is Captain does not have the Cane of Samaria, so will not be able to complete the end of it, but we'll be able to see what the two items in here are.
Captain's probably suspicious of Hammer being in here at this point.
Yes, true. Captain does not have the hammer at the moment.
All these runners are missing progression that others have. I think Advantage has definitely turned a Hyrule at this point. Still needs to get that Bombos medallion, but definitely going to the right areas, and there's a powder. Holy moly.
I mean, that's the magic back check there, but we'll see if that turns out to anything. There just being 20 rupees in Dark Maze, and Ether, not needed though.
Well, I could see Hyrule skipping that sword in Thieves' Town for sure. And there's one item out of Skullwoods in a full heart for Professor Render.
I mean, apart from the swords, Thieves Town wasn't needed to be completed. There is still one sword out there, so I guess it depends upon whether High Roller is going to find the fourth sword. Yeah, we see a full heart on Captain 1977 side in Misery Mire. CS Tutors completing Desert that we haven't seen, and there's Quake! So Desert gives us, well, Desert gives us Turtle Rock access, but it all depends how those keys are placed to how far runners can actually make it through Turtle Rock.
Okay, so at this point we're Fire Rod, Ice Rod, no mode.
Yes, definitely.
But like we said earlier, pretty much all runners are missing something the others are. I mean, 2 of our runners have a sword from Thieves Town, which, while good, is not needed per se. But 1 of our runners has the mirror. 1 of our runners has Bombos. So, no, 2 of our runners have Bombos. 1 runner with Quake. And nobody's got a Fire Ice Rod at this point.
Yep. So, well, but we see Hyrule completing Pod right now. So that will be Hyrule's second crystal.
First runner with 2. 41 minutes and change. And Render about to get the flute.
Yep, CS Tutor is about to get 2 crystals in, defeating Lammo with the hammer and some sword spins. That's the sword.
You know, same damage, but that hammer hitbox is tough. And Hyrule back in for 1 check out of the front of Pod.
Yeah, that is CS Tutor's second crystal. And Captain...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Captain 1977 is getting out of Misery Mire, so I've only seen 1 item from Misery Mire.
Yeah, I think second item is on Vitreous, for sure. Which is accessible, as we know.
Yes. Misery Mire is also important given that it is a 5/6 crystal alongside Eastern Palace, I believe.
Okay, so this is good and bad for High Roller. Gonna get Quake, which is needed for Goat Mode, but could put him further off of that mirror. But if, like, Turtle Rock ends up having 1 or both of the rods, that's good. Gonna be locked out of Swamp, though, so if Swamp does that progression, High Roller's in a little bit of trouble.
It does seem like a lot of the items in this seed are just a little bit out of the way. Which, I mean, it's good because it does make this interesting that our runners have different setups at the moment.
Render about to get that second sword.
Yep. And then all our runners are on 2 swords, but different swords, still.
Right? There's still a temperate out there for somebody. Okay, so Render does need to go to Escape to get that second glove to unlock that third sword. And everything else, really. Alright, and High Roller says goodbye to Desert. Does not feel like finishing it. Probably wants to combine it with Mire.
Yeah.
But with that current trajectory, okay, we're not going to Turtle Rock yet. Okay, so High Roller's maybe getting that mirror.
Well, maybe that Bombos from Chess Game, which would give Maya, so... Well, mirror and Bombos. This would be absolutely brilliant for High Roller.
It could, but if you skip that mirror for a bit, that's fewer checks you have for a reason to come back to this area for a while. Because Bombos will give you, what, Ice Palace as well?
Yes, it definitely will do.
So unless High Ruler routes in Bumper right now, I could see that as being a much later check.
So Captain is getting his first crystal, that being Eastern Palace. And it seems as though Professor Ender is going to, going to complete Swamp Palace.
Being our first runner into Swamp, so we'll see if it has one of those Go Mode rods that we need. Okay, Captain making a good move doing flipper checks. Gonna find out George does have something important coming up.
Yep, that will definitely be good for Captain 1977.
This will give Captain a good reason to go ahead and go to Pod, get that Samaria, go back and beat the Meyer after Pod. And there's a shovel, first item in Swamp Palace.
Just to clarify, yeah. Yeah, it's been said, the mints are, well, front of this gate, so...
Yeah, he's not going to find mitts in the front for Renderer here, so... In fact, Pyramid Fair is going to be locked off until Renderer goes to the front of Escape and to... Well, got that Bombo, so it doesn't need to get that Quake yet, but... Yeah, Renderer's kind of going to be locked out here a bit.
Definitely, because Mitts cut off access to Ice Palace, Misery Maya, and Turtle Rock here, so yeah, there won't be too many checks Professor Render can do after Swamp Palace, so hopefully he'll be getting his Mitts soon.
And just a quick reminder as well, don't forget to give all these 4 runners a follow. Professor Render, High Ruler, CS Tutor, and Captain 1977 all putting on a great show for us. Links are in chat. And while you're at it, give my friend Goron 1988 a follow, and our trackers Akaish and Lego Lord Linda also doing a fantastic job.
And make sure to give my co-commentator Lana Bean a follow. Well, the proof is here. It's always a pleasure commentating with you, Lana.
Likewise, my friend. It's been too long. Alright, looks like Renderer is not going to be skipping left side swamp here, so if it does have one of those pesky rods, runners could easily skip this. But as we hoped, Captain is in Pod getting that Samaria.
So that means that Captain can complete Misery Maya now.
Yeah, Captain just needs to get that mirror and suddenly on the same playing field here as High Roller.
High Roller...
Go ahead, I'm sorry, my friend.
Ah. Well, High Roller is going to be checking Magic Bat now, and Magic Bat is just a piece of art. But yeah, nothing in left side swamp yet. Professor Ender will be checking the back of swamp. I just think there's got to be a fire rod in the back of swamp. There's not that many checks left.
Yeah, it'll just be an Ice Palace. It'll just be Firelock, that's fine.
Fire fire behind fire.
Exactly. And as well, another reminder for everybody, don't forget to tune into Speed Gaming tomorrow at about 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Gonna have the group reveal stream for the A Link to the Past main tournament.
Yes. It will be nice to see who faces off against who.
Exactly.
So Professor Ender trying, yep, getting a diver down, gets half magic and a full heart container.
So far, not much here. Did get that shovel. But we do have High Ruler and the Mire, going to be the first to be able to complete it, give us our item check on Vitreous.
And that is CS Tutor's third crystal, having completed Palace of Darkness.
Still needs to go to that Outcast area to get that Bombos, because right now you've got a Skull Woods, which is a pendant, you don't have a Fire Rod, you've got a Thieves Town pendant, you don't care. So Tutor basically needs to go there, get that Bombos, get that mirror, and needs to go there soon.
Yeah, chat's saying, that it can be a bit hard guessing who's ahead right now. I mean, first of all, at this stage, you know, you can't really say who's ahead because all our runners have different items. If I was going to say, based upon the items and dungeons cleared, who was more ahead here, I would probably be saying Hyrule, but given the fact that Hyrule, you know, hasn't got Mirror, that we know is on Bumper Ledge, it can depend upon that as well, so things can change. I would say that nobody's massively behind right now.
I'd have to agree with you. High Ruler with a slight advantage, but the longer he checks everything but Bumper, the harder it'll be. But at the same time, he's going to go from here probably right over to Ice Palace. And my concern is if Fire Rod is an Ice Palace, you're talking about a full TR dip. If Ice Rod or Fire Rod is in TR before eventually finding that mirror.
Yeah, and yeah, just to say, like, the order in which our runners cleared their dungeons does actually matter, because what a lot of runners will want to do is complete Turtle Rock right before going into Ganon's Tower, because that saves you a climb up Death Mountain, which is, I think, about a minute and a half. So if a runner goes up to Turtle Rock and clears it, and then goes to another dungeon, that's about a minute that you know, another runner might have, you know, ahead of them.
Okay, we do get a shovel check coming up from Renderer. We do get Tutor finally getting that Bombos, but will he get that mirror? Okay, Swamp was effectively empty at this point.
Yep, so where's that Fire Rod? Dig spot?
Ice Palace. Now, we just saw a dig spot from Renderer. That was a heart piece, I think.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, Tutor is making the right call as long as he avoids Skull, and he does. About to get that mirror, so Tutor will be in the same boat as High Roller, going to be on the hunt. Tutor technically does have a crystal lead at this point.
Yep. So What intrigues me is just Hyrule and Misery Mire. I don't believe we've seen 2 items out of Misery Mire, so there should be an item on Vitreous.
I believe so. But I
Will
think
that-
the ultimate fun, though, Goron, just saying, ultimate fun would be both rods in Ice Palace. Not Ice Palace, either Ice Palace or TR. That'd be fun.
Perhaps.
Okay, we finally see the green pennant turn in from Renderer. It was just $50.
There we go. So nothing off Sahashala.
But now Renderer gonna go ahead and go to Pod, gonna get the Samaria, which is gonna effectively do nothing for him because he still hasn't done the front of escape, poor guy.
Yep. And I don't know if this has been seen before, but there's nothing on Graveyard Ledge.
And from Vitreous we get an Ice Rod. Okay, we're in a Fire Rod go mode at this point, chat. That is not often seen.
I'm gonna go for Turtle Rock.
I think I'm going Ice Palace, then Turtle Rock. But at the same time, Hyrule still missing that mirror. Technically, Tutor is now in the item lead at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, once Hyrule gets the mirror, then he can just complete all the dungeons as normal. Because, you know, if it turns up in a dungeon, then he'll be finding it in the dungeon anyways, right?
Probably. I think if you're Tutor, you just start doing dungeons at this point. You just knock out Mire, you go to Ice, you knock out Ice. And you may go Swamp before Ice, but you either knock out Swamp or Ice and then vice versa. And then you go to TR. I think all Tutor has at this point is, what, Graveyard Ledge? And maybe Green Pendant related stuff. Maybe Smith Chain.
I haven't seen anybody turn in Purple Chest yet. Has that been checked?
I don't believe so. Nobody has actually started Purple or started Smith Chain with all the gear needed. Like, we had, I think, Captain did the Smith portion, but I don't think anybody else has done any other part.
Yeah, so what we've got now between our knowledge would be, what, Purple Chest, Ice Palace, Turtle Rock. I mean, the tablets haven't been checked, have they?
Hammer Pegs, I think, maybe.
Hammer Pegs was checked, I remember that. It was nothing.
And both tablets have been checked. We had a Captain who checked Ether Tablet a minute ago, $20. We had, I think someone else checked it a little bit ago for Bombos Tablet. I want to say it was nothing.
Okay, then.
But we do have High Roller and Ice Palace as expected. Still missing that mirror, though.
Yep, that mirror being on Bumper Ledge.
Yep, I could see that as a near last location at this point for High Roller. I mean, if you get a Fire Rod from here, you're doing probably Swamp into TR.
Ooh, we see right now Captain 1977 going into Spike Cave. We'll be receiving that Tempered Sword.
Not required, but always appreciated.
Definitely.
The first person with a carrot sword, well done. And a confirmation from one of our trackers, Lady Laura Linda, saying Bombos Tablet was checked, it was bombs.
Okay. So yeah. And our tracker also saying checkerboard. I have not seen checkerboard yet.
Has anyone been there with the mirror?
I don't think so, because, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
yes, Tutor has the mirror.
could be that. Yeah, but he only just got it. So if he had, yeah, he'll be doing checkerboard right after Meyer.
Yeah, so we've got Professor Andera in Palace of Darkness, Captain 1977 in Ice, Hyrule in Ice as well, and CS Tutor defeating Victorious in Misery Mire. And we're just trying to find out, where is the Fire Rod?
Yeah, at this point, it's either going to be checkerboard, Pyramid Fairy, or Turtle Rock, I think.
So Hyrule is defeating Cold Stare right now. Causing a bit of trouble because it's Hammer Cold Stare, not Tempered Sword Cold Stare, but, well, Hyrule gets it done and gets a piece of heart for that.
And a 4th crystal.
And there is nothing in checkerboard, just 300 rupees. Seen on CS2 to side.
Okay, looks like Tutor, the 3rd runner, about to go in Ice Palace. But Captain's the only one to go in with the Tempered Sword.
Yep, that Tempered Sword is going to give a bit of an advantage just with some of the boss fights here, so may give a Captain 1977 a bit of pace here.
Oh, Render has to be a little careful here.
Yeah, only 1 heart and so many attacks that Helmasaurus, well, can produce.
I think Render has a blue potion. Or no, that was from Mitzlock, I think.
Hyrule is about to check Pyramid Fairy, so we'll see that soon.
Okay, and Render pulling out the cape. Good call. I think this is Render's last location, though, so he needs to go to the front of Hyrule Castle ASAP.
Yeah, that is Professor Ender's 3rd crystal.
Okay, Pyramid Fairy, we've got Absolute Trash and 20 arrows. Turtle Rock, I believe, has our Fire Rod.
Yep, well, I thought this might be the case.
Yeah, so at this point, Hyruler's on a major clock at this point, per se, but Tutor's in pretty good shape, probably going from Ice to Swamp, and then probably from Swamp to Turtle Rock, so really both runners were better on the clock here.
Yeah.
But it does appear Hyruler will be the first in go mode unless we're missing a location, which I don't think we are.
Purple chest?
Yeah, what are the chances? It's fine, it's in Turtle Rock.
1 in 7, because there's also Mimic Cave. But we always count Mimic Cave as Turtle Rock.
Exactly. And if it's purple chest, then whoops. Oh, is Hyrule going to do Hera before TR? Probably not, being one item from Go.
Hyrule is doing Hero before TR.
Well, it's quick. It's understandable. I mean, he's just doing the basement, looks like. Oh, never mind.
It is quite quick on Hyrule's side. Just looking at everything here, CS Tutor has, well, as much as Hyrule and is about to be on his 5th crystal, so it seems as though CS Tutor, you know, if we're comparing, might be slightly in the lead here now.
I think so. But look where Render is heading.
Hyrule Castle.
My gosh.
Yes.
1 hour, 5+ minute Hyrule Castle for the Mets. But that's not good for a Render because the Mets unlocks a lot of checks.
Yeah. So I was saying before how it takes about 1 minute 30 to climb Death Mountain. Now we see this right here that CS Tutor, it does depend what CS Tutor's next move is, but most likely CS Tutor with this setup will be going into Swamp Palace and then finally climbing Turtle Rock to hopefully be getting that Fire Rod that we all think is in Turtle Rock, but we can't be 100%.
Could be Smith Chain, as Lady Lorlinda said, yeah.
So, oh yeah, Hyrule doesn't have the mirror. True.
And Professor Render does get those mitts.
But yeah. Yeah, Hyrule is being 2 from Go at the moment. So, but yeah, climbing up Turtle Rock for Hyrule is going to make things slightly worse, sadly, in this seed, but it's how the items are specifically laid out as well.
And Tutor is heading for Swamp. Right after that, probably Turtle Rock, or... Well, I guess you're going to do Pyramid Fairy into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy is always 2 items, so...
Alright, Hyruler, are you gonna go... You're gonna beat the dungeon, okay. Wait, I thought I already beat it. Oh, he's probably checking the big chest. Which we know is not the answer. I believe Captain did full clear here, including the basement.
Yep.
Ooh. Or he did not. Oh my gosh. Option number 3. This is not... Oh my Lanta. So... Hyruler needs to get that mirror.
I assume they all got both items out of Tower of Hera.
I thought Captain went to the basement and did everything. Oh my Lanta, I swear.
Okay, this is completely changed. Now it's just... I mean, CS Tutor is a bit better on pace here, but the thing is it depends when Hyrule gets that mirror and when CS Tutor gets that Fire Rod. I still think things are slightly better for CS Tutor because once CS Tutor goes up to Turtle Rock, and I get that this is an if CS Tutor goes, wait, there's 1 item in Hera, then CS Tutor can, well, go into Hera, slightly after Turtle Rock and then just go back into Turtle Rock.
Right, and at this point, you can get immediately locked out of Turtle Rock, which would be good for Tutor. The issue for Tutor right now is that he does have Spike Cave as well, which is kind of a good thing because that's an additional check.
I mean, it is tempered.
So here's what I see happening for Tutor. You get eventually locked out of Turtle Rock. And you either go to Tower of Hero and get your Fire Rod, or you go to Spike Cave and you get your sword and leave and go do other things.
Ugh. So it really is a 50-50.
Oh, he already did Spike Cave. Okay, that was one of his swords. Alright, thank you, Chad. So I guess it all depends on how quickly Tutor gets locked out of Turtle Rock. And there's Render with a required Quake Medallion. Which I don't believe he knows he needs because he hasn't been up to Dark Death Mountain yet. But, yeah, it's go mode either way. Or it's medallion mode at least. He's got all three, so he's fine.
Yep, I mean, 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Nobody is in go mode.
No one is in go mode yet.
High Roller is somewhat in the best position because he has cleared so much. You know that he's probably not going to do any more in Front 4 Thieves Town, but most likely just going right to Bumper.
I mean, Hyrule will have to rescale Death Mountain.
Which is fine, given that Fire Rod location and people's tendency to skip Hira Big Chest, let alone Pendant Hira Big Chest. He's in pretty good shape, probably knows it.
Yeah. Just trying to calculate it all in my head. I mean, so at the moment, Hyrule is on 4 crystals. CS Tutor's on 5 crystals. CS Tutor needs the Fire Rod that's Tower of Hera, whilst Hyrule needs the mirror that is Bumper Ledge.
Well, Tutor just needs to get locked out of TR quickly and then go right to Hira, and he's in fantastic shape.
Yeah, that is true. Which I haven't checked key logic, so I couldn't tell you whether CS Tutor would get locked out of Hera. If anybody else knows, well, let us know, please.
Well, Hira's regardless, because you could beat it with a hook shot and a sword or a hammer, but Turtle Rock is just like you go in, and if the first item is not a small key and you don't have a Fire Rod, you're locked down.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what he's got to hope for at this point.
If I was going to guess, I'd say it's probably going to be a photo finish.
At this point, I'd say yes, but Tutor's on the best pace if he does Hira. Because he's talking about 6 crystals going up Death Mountain. You get locked out of Turtle Rock. Hope you don't have to go all the way to Laser Bridge to get locked out. And what basically, and if he does, like let's say Turtle Rock is situated to where you can get all the way to Laser Bridge. You mirror, you climb the mountain, you do Hira, you get your Fire Rod, you jump down the little gap, you are automatically on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
But actually, I wasn't even paying attention to High Roller. So I don't know how quickly you're getting locked out here. I think it looks like you have keys though, but that could have been from right side.
Yeah. So this is CS Tutor's 6th crystal here. And we'll see what CS Tutor does.
Oh, Pyramid Fairy, but we'll see what's after that, I think. Well, Bomba Tablet, okay. So Tutor's on the clock, High Roller's on the clock. This is going to get interesting.
Is there a sword on Laser Bridge, though?
Well, we haven't seen better. And we know it's not in Swamp. But it's probably in GT at this point.
So, nothing that could be useful like silvers or a sword in Laser Bridge. Hyrule is now going to be facing off against, well, Trinex.
And High Ruler, I gotta say, has to be in the best shape here because he's cleared enough to where he's gonna go to Outcast area and probably straight over to Bumper, and that's Go Mode. You gotta Go Mode Swamp, you gotta finish up Desert, and you're right into GT. But Tudor just needs to go up Death Mountain.
Ice Rod is... Yeah, I thought Ice Rod was Vitreous.
It is.
And now we're on to third phase Vitreous. Sorry, third phase Vitreous? For third phase Trinex!
How many phases does Vinny have now? Oh my Lanta.
They added in a new phase, okay?
The entire room is filled with electricity. Alright.
And that's Hyrule's fifth crystal. I mean, you know, Vitreous just spawns Aghanims, like 10 of them, and you've got to defeat them all.
Okay, Captain does get that mirror. The problem is that Fire Rod for most runners at this point. Holy moly. Okay, I imagine Captain's going to be floating to 1. But how quickly does he go to Hero? Oh, never mind.
Hyrule fluting. I mean, would this be a green pendant turn in then?
Yeah, it has to be at this point. Probably green pendant into Village of Outcast. Probably going to get that Go Mode here in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, so CS Tutor is now checking Swamp Palace.
Okay, here goes High Ruler. Probably checking Pet. Looks like first got that book out.
Yeah. It does seem as though, well, Captain 1977 is catching up a bit. Is going to be making, well, his way into Swamp Palace, and it's just Swamp Palace and Turtle Rock for him. Assuming that Captain does eventually go back to Hera.
Okay, and Tudor unfortunately going into Thieves Town. Gonna get a sword, but that's about it. And here goes High Ruler. Gonna be in Go Mode here in just a minute, unless he does Smith Chain first, but it wouldn't take much longer.
Yep. This is all definitely very good news for Hyrule. And that's a few minutes CS Tutor is going to be spending in Thieves Town. And Hyrule does need to finish Desert Palace and Swamp Palace.
Oh my gosh, High Ruler and Tudor are in the same boat. And
oh, well, yeah, true. They're both in Thieves Town, so yeah, nobody's going to be gaining time on anybody else here.
Well, High Ruler's still in better shape here.
And Professor Ender finally getting that lamp. We've seen bombs being placed on that chest, Renderer giving it a swipe.
Yup, everyone's pretty much blown up that chest today. And Renderer, the second runner with Tempered Sword.
And Hyrule and CS Tutor not far behind on that third sword.
That is true. Tutor's about to have it in about 10 seconds. And High Roller about 30. Maybe 40. And unfortunately for our runners, the final item for Thieves Town is on blind, so you're going to just beat it.
Yep. And in all this time, Captain 1977 is completing Swamp Palace.
Yeah.
I mean, again, if Captain 1977 gets that fire rod in Hera...
Oh, look where Render is!
Ooh, will Renderer be the first in go mode?
No, he still needs to go to Meyer and beat that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Renderer just got the lamp. It's got tempered. So Meyer Desert are going to be the next play for Renderer after this.
Yeah, as much as I can see, it seems like Captain and CS Tutor are going to be roughly in the same position once CS Tutor completes Thieves Town and Captain completes Swamp Palace. And Captain defeats Argus. Argus. Getting that 6th crystal.
Argus. Yes. But look what Render is about to find.
Yes, Renderer is about to find that fire rod. So Renderer, well, if Renderer goes to Maya, that's go.
Yeah. Tutor finishes up Thieves Town. High Roller not far behind. High Roller will, no doubt in my mind, be the first in go mode here pretty quick.
Ah. I forgot for 1 second that Blind gave advice. Yes.
Oh, that's Blind down for High Roller. Going to get a whole lot of nothing. But those would have been boots. Tutor ignores the single arrow. Rude.
Tutor is, well, going to do Magic Bat and then, well, yeah. Should be, is it Magic Bat and then Purple Chest or just Purple Chest?
Looks like Smith Chain for High Roller too, so holy moly.
And Professor Renderer is opening up Maya. So Professor Renderer is getting somewhat close to go mode. So what was in the purple chest? Just a piece of heart.
And Tutor's still not going to Death Mountain.
Captain 1977 is, transporting the purple chest as well, so everybody's doing it.
Apparently, Smith changes the thing to do at the, 82-minute mark. Okay, High Roller is probably, hopefully, avoiding Skull Woods at this point and going for top of bumper here.
Seems as though CS Tutor is going to be checking Skull Woods here.
High Roller, no!
As well as High Roller. Is this possible? I mean, Professor Renderer, only Desert Palace and Misery Maya are both, in the same area. You can chain them together quite nicely. If CS Tutor
Here we go, High Roller!
Oh.
Here we go!
Oh, here we go. Okay, High Roller, this has to be... Yes, okay. High Roller sees it. The mirror on bumper ledge. Yep.
We'll have Goron call it here.
Well, I don't know if I can. It's been so long. So many items have been found.
You got this.
Capes
You
past
got this.
the bumper and then grabs it. The mirror of destiny.
At 1:24:14, High Roller is officially the first in the go mode. Meanwhile, Tudor probably going to go do as much of Turtle Rock as he can before going into Hera.
Okay, so Captain 1977 is now going to be going into Turtle Rock, most likely. We'll see what he does after this, because, again, Captain 1977 is quite close to the Fire Rod, so it is possible.
Well, I think if you're Captain and you get locked out of Turtle Rock pretty quick, you go to Hera at this point.
It's the same for CS2 to 89, so... Yeah, pretty much both of them are in the same boat right now. We'll see what they make of it.
The game says, dare to Hera pot, have fun. And Captain is immediately locked out. He is mirroring, he's not saving quitting. I think this is the Hera play, Goron.
Yep.
Don't flute, don't flute. Don't flute, Captain.
Don't,
no!
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 No! We'll see if CS2 does the same thing shortly.
Okay, okay, turn in your pendant and then go to the mountain again, please.
I mean, what we've got at the moment is... Can Hyrule complete Swamp Palace before Professor Ender completes Desert Palace and Turtle Rock?
Look where Tudor's going.
Or as long as Tutor gets that Fire Rod, as long as Tutor takes to complete Turtle Rock, or...
Well, I definitely call High Roller in the lead at this point, because a Go Mode Swamp is going to be super quick, and a Go Mode Turtle Rock versus a not Go Mode Turtle Rock is maybe 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Depends if you need to do Laser Bridge or mirror and do... Well, you're not going to mirror and do Mimic Cave.
Definitely. But yeah, all locked behind Hera Basement. Well, I mean, the Fire Rod was.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody who goes into Tower of Fury and decides, you know what, I'm far enough from Go Mode, I had better do this just, and goes, oh my god, everybody else is gonna just Hero pot this, and I just won the seed. They're in good shape. Because you're gonna get Ice Rod right on Vitreous along the way. And everything else is like, oh look, Mitts, easy, and you're, oh my goodness gracious. It's just, there was just enough troll in the seed. That being said, Goron, I do have a question for you.
Number 8.
just play along. Do you like games? Do you like games?
I like specific games. What type of game are you going to ask?
Well, Goran, thank you for asking. It's a little game we like to call the Big Key Guessing Game. In GT, why don't you go over the rules?
Okay, so there are 22 possible spots that the GT Big Key could be in. The GT Big Key allowing our runners to climb the tower. Everybody here, including myself, can guess between 1 and 22, starting now, ending when the runners go up the tower. Well, when they get to the tower. And yeah, if you win, you get my love and adoration, I guess.
I'm going with 5 today. You said you're doing 8?
Yes, although I'm technically not doing 8 until I put the number in. There, I finally got it in. Nobody else went for it.
It's fine. Same thing, right? I mean, when this is on YouTube, nobody will actually see chat, so it's fine.
Mm.
You verbally
Yeah,
said 8,
definitely.
that's good enough. Everybody else who's in chat is typing it, they won't know. It's fine. Alright. We also forgot to mention, though, CS Tutor did get that Fire Rod and is also in go mode.
Mm.
Good fight from Renderer. Take it down, Landmo 1.
Yep. Misery Man, Turtle Rock left for Renderer then? No, I would have assumed Renderer has already done Misery Man. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I also forgot to mention Renderer's in go mode, too, because my air's done.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah. What I personally love doing is whenever it's whenever it's an all dungeons key seed, just guessing off the bat where the GT big key is.
Also, we forgot that he had to do desert, so chat, good job knowing that we had to still get a 7th crystal. Put your guesses in. 122, where's that big key? Goran says 8, I say 5.
Well, I mean, that was just a repeat of the Ganon's Tower boss, okay?
It's fine. I'm paying all the attention to all the crystals. It's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so Tutor needs to finish up Turtle Rock going right to GT. Gonna be the only runner to actually just finish TR in 1 dip and go to GT. Gonna be a little bit behind High Roller, though.
Yep. But, I mean, who would have known that the Fire Rod was in Hera Big Chest?
Only the game gods. And the person who rolled it, because something has to be in a trolley spot. Thank you, person who rolled it, who will remain anonymous.
Yes. The person who rolled it would have definitely known this. But we'll never know. Was it you? Was it me?
Was it Renderer? I don't know. This does seem like a Renderer rolled seat, doesn't it?
I'm just gonna keep a vow of silence on that one. But yeah, the guesses are, well, yeah. So guesses are off now. So number 1 being a key. Do you want to do evens, Lana?
Absolutely. Number 1, of course, you called.
Yep.
So goodbye, Bob.
Yep. High Roller is going into Stalfos' room.
All right. Number 2 is an evil shield.
Number 3 is 10 arrows.
4, 10 arrows.
5 is green rupee.
Goodbye, my check.
High Roller going down to Hope room. And 7 is a small key.
Small keys abound.
Yep, 6 being a small key as well. Going through tile room, not going to check that yet. And yeah, High Roller going down right side GT.
Having some difficulty in this room. Thanks, Gibdos.
Number 9 is a mushroom.
We got a compass, we got arrows.
Yep. 11 is arrows.
More arrows, yeah. 20 arrows in that room, nice.
So only 11 more checks here. Hyrule probably gonna go down to Rando Room now.
Just $50 at, I believe, check number 12, is it?
Yep.
All right, we got a lucky number coming up, everybody.
But yeah, seeing that Hyrule has done both sides, well, number 13 is a piece of, well, not a piece of heart, a full heart.
And we got Tutor taking down Trinex heading into GT. Render not too far behind. All right, number 16. Small key, it's here.
10 arrows.
19 is the big key, okay.
Let me just double check that. Because I was counting it as it was 14, 15, 16. And then the last one in that would have been 17. 18 is Bob's chest. 19, 20, and 21 are normally the chests below almost 1. I really believe that's 16.
Was it 16? Okay, yeah, confirmed by
Yeah.
our tracker. All right, 16.
So yeah, congratulations, Morgai. 84. Get your free rando seeds for life, and yeah. Yeah, you got it right. You did brilliantly. Congrats.
Well done. And another reminder, everybody, don't forget to give our runners a follow. Links are in chat. They're opening on a fantastic show for us. Thank you to Speed Gaming, as always, for hosting such a great event. And my co-com, Goron 1988, and our trackers, Aku, Heish, Lady Laura, Linda. Links are all in chat. Give everybody a follow. Thank you.
Yeah, and definitely give my co-commentator Lana Bean a follow.
Aw.
Yeah, everybody is just wonderful. So,
Look where Captain is.
Pleasure. Ooh, about to get that fire rod.
And with that being said as well, just a reminder, everybody, I think it'll be 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow morning. The group reveal for the Link to the Past main tournament is going to be, I believe, on Speed Gaming. Tune in, it'll be fun. Gonna find out where 128 qualifiers are going to end up and where they'll be facing. Or who they'll be facing, I should say.
Oh, I thought we were gonna have them meet up in some random location somewhere on the planet for some Link to Pass Randomizer.
That'd be fun, I'm in.
Cool. You will now both meet up in the Bermuda Triangle. Dun dun dun. Yeah, so Hyrule is doing the climb. This is facing off against Lammo 2. Defeats Lammo 2 quite well. Climb's always a good time for seeing how good our runners are at this game. It just shows their skill and their technique. And yeah, always a pleasure to see them climb this tower.
Absolutely. And it's also a pleasure to be co-common with you for the first time in a number of months, my friend. It's been fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, Hyrule going through the second of the torch rooms. And let's just see. Professor Endra about to defeat Trinex in the first phase of Trinex, defeating the Firehead, about to defeat the Icehead.
Kirby fan, I agree. Goron's name should be on the pad tomorrow. Look, you're in the tournament. Have fun.
I'm in the tournament now? Congratulations, I guess.
Didn't even do one qualifier. And Kirby fans like, let's just put Goron's name on pad. It's fine.
Yeah, well, I guess that's happening now. Yeah.
Alright, Renderer does pick up Crystal number 7 on his way to GT to join both High Ruler and Tutor.
And Hyrule is now facing off against Agatu. Let's see. Will Agatu be nice today? That is a 2 for the first hit of Aga. I think that's a 2 there. Yep, 2-2-1-1.
And we also gotta have Ganon tell us that, well, Silvers are in GT because where else could they be?
I mean, at this point, I think Ganon would say, say that your Silvers are in another video game.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, that's nice. Ganon's going to be having a parade. Yeah, Hyrule is in second phase, I believe, now, with all those hits.
And Professor Render is memeing the tile room, which could be a silver arrows. I don't know.
We will just have to see. It appears as though, yep, Ganon is in third phase.
No, no silvers.
Where could it be then?
Behind Ice Armos, I think is our only thing. Or I don't know if High Roller looted on the way up.
Yeah, I can't remember either. Well, Silver Arrows were in GT.
I'm shocked. I don't know about you, Goron.
I'm very shocked here.
Ice Armos it was, I think.
Yeah, I think it has to be Ice Armos.
Well, actually, I think High Roller left one chest in Rando Room. Could be that. Or Bob's chest, or something. Because I think Ganon says it's on the climb, if it is on the climb.
I haven't counted the amount of sword spins on Ganon. I think it's something like 8 and 12 are needed. Is that correct?
12 for Tempered, yeah. It'd be 24 for Master Sword. That being said, High Roller, get your GGs in chat for High Roller, finishing up Ganon. We'll have Goron give you the final time if you'd like.
Yep, I'll get on it straight away. But yeah.
GG's to High Roller.
Yep, get your GGs for High Roller. And so, first is Nep, and that is 135.15. Second is High Roller at 142.55. Get your GGs for High Roller.
First on Restream, well done.
So yeah. So CS Tutor is facing off against Aganon. Well, Agatu. I think the only thing our runners really haven't done between themselves is, well, Ice Armos and Aga 1.
Yeah, like Ice Armos, Bob's Chest, and That's it, pretty much. Yeah, Aga one we saw, we didn't need it.
Yeah. But, well, it's completion, I guess. Yeah, there was nothing on Lumberjack Cave. This scene. Yeah, we will see if Hyrule wants to, wants to be interviewed. So we'll probably see that shortly.
And meanwhile, we do have Tudor starting his fight on Ganon.
Render is about to get his GT big key, so I doubt that he will be checking ice almost.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, it is true for my tracker. We did not see the butter sword this whole, in this whole scene.
So that was in GT as well, either Ice Armos, Bob's Chest, or I don't know if we saw anything on the climb.
Well, our tracker's saying that nobody went to Mimic Cave.
Or that, there's that too, of course. And the bug net, another point from chat, no bug net found. Rude game.
Yep, CS2 to getting those those sword spins on Ganon. And that is Ganon down. Get your GGs in chat for CS Tutor 89.
GG's to Tudor.
And yeah, just to give times. In third place is Riri, 144.18. In fourth place is CS Tutor 89, 146.29. GG CS Tutor.
Second place on Restream, well done. And we have Captain starting the fight with Trinex.
Yep.
Oh, Captain, be careful, my friend.
Yep. I mean, Captain does have an arsenal, but doesn't need it. Tempered Sword is enough, and that is Trinex down. Professor Andra defeating Lambo 2 is taking the climb right now.
And Cap 1977 with Crystal number 7. And Renderer looks like conserving magic.
Yeah, there are all the lamps in the future, so. And that's the first lamp room done for Rendra.
And it's unusual to not have 2 people for interviews. I'm not sure if there's issues with the invites going out or something else.
Yep. We'll just see if they, if they want to be interviewed or not. The Professor Endra facing off against Moldorm too. Ooh, that sword spin nearly falling off. Using the hook shot to not get hit by Moldorm too. And yeah. Professor Endra deciding to bomb, well, I believe that's what we call the validation chest. And welcome, CS Tutor. GG's.
GG's, Tutor.
Hi, thanks, GG.
So how about that fire rod?
Same old, same old. Hard lassocate that garbage. Like, I don't know. I felt like everything was going well until I found Ice Rock. And then it's like, well, this seed's just pretty much going the same direction as all seeds go, which is like I spent the entire time finding one thing, basically.
You were not the only one. High Ruler in much the same boat with the mirror, surprisingly, but everybody spent time looking for that one item. Most people fire rod, but Render did find it reasonably quickly, even before Meyer, but
yeah,
it just ended up being that way for everybody. But other than that fire rod, were you pleased with the progression of the seed overall, minus that?
Yeah, everything up until the Ice Rod, I felt like it was going well, to be honest, for me. Because I don't know how fast everybody found Hammer or Flippers or any of that stuff, because all of that could have been just sequence broken. And I had that so quick. Like, I felt like it was going well for the first hour, really.
Well, some people had issues finding everyone almost with the fire rod, but Mitz got Professor Render, who's currently on Ganon. Mitz were pretty much the last location for Render, but that fire rod just hardlocked everybody around. And Render mainly found it because he found that before actually getting Mitz, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean...
Wait, how can you get that, though? Because you need Lamp, and Lamp is Mitz locked.
No, you can sequence break your hook shot and hammer. You can get up to Hero without much of anything.
Well, I mean, but you need fire to actually get that. You need the lamp, which is Mitz locked. It's Super Bunny.
Was it? Oh, you're right. When did he get that? Did he get that just after Mitz? He must have gotten that just after Mitz. My apologies.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. But yeah, it was super awkward, and I think that's why people struggled with this one, because you need to go into Hera to get the cape for the mirror, and then you also need to do Super Bunny for the lamp. But then you have to come back somehow to go do Hera a second time. Either that or get lamp before you go into Hera and then do all of it at the same time. Like, but
that's true.
Yeah, it was a super uncomfortable location. I felt like I think that's why it was such a struggle with this seed. And if I had thought about it a little bit more, that mirror was over there and lamp was over here, like, it just made that entire area super awkward, and that's more interesting, I guess, of a spot than trying to go to like an easy thieves town or stuff. Because I was just trying to make sure that I didn't want to do those dungeons, to be honest. Like on this season, it was going well. Usually, when I can get away from not doing a thieves town or skullweds like that, usually it's a good idea to not do that or try to put them off for as long as possible. Because those dungeons are not that cheap, or they're not that small time-wise to do. Like, so if you don't end up having to do that, it would be great. Sorry.
Not wrong. And just a quick GG to Professor Render finishing up the seat as well. And we also are joined in the booth by both High Ruler and Professor Render. GG's to both of you.
Jaxie, please.
GG. Yeah, that seed was
GG's.
terrible, and whoever rolled it, no, just kidding.
Jaxie did.
Oh, yeah, bumper ledge. I had it on my brain the entire seed, but I'm like, no, it's too out of the way, it's too out of the way, it's too out of the way. But I'm like, no, I have to go there before Skullwoods. Sure enough, there's the frickin' mirror. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And I did all Thieves Town right before it, and Purple Chest. I'm like,
See, High Ruler, my thing was that the fire sources. Because, like, what the heck is up with that logic? Why is the
yes,
logic
that was
telling
also
you to...
very stupid.
Why is the logic telling you to completely ignore the old man cave until, like, you have myths? What kind of logic does that make? Like, what kind of logic is that?
Yeah, I was very confused by the logic at the beginning, and then when I only had Eastern left for, like, logic, I was like, oh, well, okay, I better just go there and find out what's in there. And then that's when I found the mitt, because I sequence broke the hammer off of Hobo, so I already had Dark World access and it started checking Dark World a little bit. And then I was like, well, I should probably just go in there just to make sure it's not something crucial. Then I find the mitt. I'm like, geez, yeah, this seed just... The fire rod and a couple other things were pretty mean. I mean, it's not the worst seed in the world, but I don't know. It was just awkward at times. And it was awkward to route without the mirror. I kept, like, putting things off, waiting for the mirror. Like, I wanted to combine Pod and Eastern, and I wanted to combine Mire and Desert, and none of those things ended up happening. Nothing that I tried to route in my brain worked.
I had a similar thing happen, but for different reasons. So what happened was that I had completely so flustered by the fact that I got slot zeroed by I was gonna do Hera Pot up, but I got slot 0 because the fairy spawned. So I got a little flustered. I went down. I open the key and I start doing the tile room to get the big key, and I'm like, wait, why am I here? I don't have a fire source. So I just, okay, this is gonna be completely faded. I'm not doing this. Once the mitts come out, I start going. I see the lamp, which again I don't understand why the logic expects you to go that far. So I'm like, okay, time to quote unquote clown. I'm not really clowning. I'm not kind of clown runner. I don't like clown running. So I go back into Hera, and I do tile room, and lo and behold, Fire Rod's there, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Why are they both here? Why does the logic expect you to do this?
It was so stupid, yeah. I couldn't believe it. It was hilarious at the same time as I was also irritated, and my GT climb suffered terribly because of my irritation. So it was one of my worst GT climbs I've had in a very long time. I was just... not even just the climb, just the whole GT. By the end, I was like, everything feels terrible. It feels like every item I got late, and I don't know. I felt like my very early game was fine, but everything after that just didn't feel optimal.
See, here's another thing. I was so fed up with the seed. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go do Tower Room now. I fail. I failed the first part of. I failed the right side torches, so I have to go back and do it again. And then everything else just seemed like it was like a blur. And then as soon as Ganon just told me the arrows, I was just like, screw you. I didn't actually say that, but you can put 2 and 2 together is what I actually said. Yeah, none of this felt like any good, and I was just trying to play it casually. That's all what it was. I figured I'd sign off the dailies with like with a restream appearance, and just call it a day. Yeah, and then the Ice Rod was like, Ice Rod is just, I'm all flustered right now. Oh.
Well,
Okay. Just a quick GG as well to Captain 1977 finishing the seat as well. And Tudor, I know you have to get to a ladder race, I think. GG's to you as well if you need to go.
Yeah. Did you have any other questions? I sequence broke the hammer, the flippers, everything. So I think that's why I had a lot easier time with this scene for at least the first 2/3 or so. But the fire rod really was the problem. Yeah.
For me, I was very lucky that I just didn't want to do Thievestown or Skullwoods, so that's the only reason I got the fire rod a bit earlier than probably a lot of other people. I hard avoided those dungeons and then ended up in Thievestown anyway because I didn't check Bumper.
Alright. Yeah, I have to get going. Thanks for the restream. Have a great day, everyone.
Just thanks for everything, CS Tutor.
GG's, Tudor. And with that, we do also welcome Captain 1977 into the booth. GG's to you.
Really? Hera? Really?
That's
Really?
exactly what I was. See, I'm more questioning it because like why did the game just like throw 3? Why did the game like throw both fires at Death Mountain when it was like super in the game to do it? It was like a super, and that's what you. There's no good go up the mountain with like when you had stuff like ice and mire. Well, I guess not mire because of that.
Yeah.
Because the fire sources, but like ice, you had ice. You had Smith Chain available to you. That was like those were like big baits. I didn't take the Smith Chain, luckily, but I did not. But what I did go into was ice. I mean, I was just gonna go for it if they can get it clear. If I can get a looking for fire rod, and that was it. I was just like, okay, I am not doing the Smith Chain or hammer or magic bad because that would take way too much time to do for like they are effectively faded. So I just go up the mountain, and that's when I just kind of like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And then as soon as I get, and then the fire comes up, what the heck? I was honestly very frustrated. It was very visible, but I mean, I guess the one thing that was different was that the second start I just kind of did like a little happy dance or whatever. It wasn't a frustration or anything, just a little happy dance.
Well, and just an FYI as well, per renderer, you were the first one to fire rod on restream.
Oh, that's funny. I thought I would possibly be the first, but I also went to Hera twice. So first time I was there, I was like, I'm just grabbing the 2 items, and then I'm gonna go do a spiral. And yeah.
The reason for that was renderers, unfortunately, finding myth so late, going up Death Mountain, finding fire source, going right over to Hera. I think that was why.
Okay, that makes sense.
But that being
should
said,
have sequence broke George, I guess. Yeah. I don't like that play though, but well.
Yeah, haven't heard much from you, Captain, so far. But what are your impressions overall on the seed? Besides, of course, the obvious fire rod.
Other than that, no impression. Because that's my whole impression of the seed. Because you find the cape, you're like, okay, well, there's one item. Then you go through the rest of Hera and you find nothing else. You're like, oh, great, I'm gonna open up an item. Lovely. Then, I'll see you in an hour, and lo and behold, about an hour later, yeah.
And a lot of this just felt like I could have if this was just battled the way through, really. But I guess the one thing I had a little bit happy about was the mirror. I got cape. I'm like, oh, okay. So I just went up, got mirror, and called it a day. Just did Graveyard Ledge Kingstone. It wasn't like I didn't really think much of it. Just it was like, okay, there's that. It was right after I was done Thieves Town because I had the cape still available to me. My early game routing was a little out there, just mostly because under the notion that I was playing casually and not like playing competitively. I stopped playing competitively. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, on one hand, it was good. I found the mirror. Like, it was my go mode, and it was late. And at least the Thieves Town dip gave me tempered, because if I got absolutely nothing, then I would have been, like, pretty tilted. Like, I was already kind
that
of
was
irritated.
my first sword. That was my first sword
damn.
in Thieves Town, yeah.
That was my
Yeah,
first sword as well.
no, I waited to do Thieves Town till near the end of when I was just looking for mirror, and that was it. And, of course, I didn't scout bumper before I did that, so yeah.
Yeah.
And the first three of you, 2 swords, all had different swords.
Really?
Yeah, not one of you had duplicate swords until people found Master and Tempered. Everything else was like, Captain got yours out of Thieves Town. Render, you got yours from... Gosh, where was that?
I got mine from Thieves Town.
Pretty sure mine was Pod.
I got mine from
I'm
Thieves Town.
remembering right.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I got mine from Thieves Town.
Oh, okay. So 2 of you, that's right. 2 of you got it from Thieves Town, but everybody else got yours from different locations.
Yeah, that must mean by elimination, which is what I remember CS2 got his sword from Spike Cave.
Yeah, which I got the one from Spike. I got the one from Spike. I got the one from Thieves, and the other one was
Pretty sure it was Pod, and I think it was Bridge Chest.
Pod. Yeah. Makes
No,
sense.
that was Zamaria.
No.
Right. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Samaria.
that's...
Oh no, then where was it? Was it... I know it was in Pod, right? Or am I crazy?
I don't think it was in Pod. I think it was...
Maybe it was Eastern then?
No, it wasn't
No?
Eastern.
Sorry.
Darn, where was
I
it?
don't remember.
I don't even remember now.
Which
I don't
item?
remember.
I played Swordless for so long, and I still can't remember. That's weird. For some reason, I thought it was Pod, but no, I guess you're right.
Mhm.
Sorry, which item? I've made sure to keep notes of this.
Oh, we did have, our tracker, Lady Lord Linda. We had one in Hype Cave.
Oh,
That
that's
must have
what it
been-
was.
That must have been
Okay.
the one that I got. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, that must have
that's
been
right.
the one. Oh no, I got it later. Okay. Or that was my first one. I don't remember.
Okay, so we did have Buttersword between us, everybody. So we had Hype Cave, Spike Cave, Hookshot Cave, and Thieves Town with the 4 swords.
I don't remember.
Okay.
So thank you to Lady Laura Linda for remembering those 4 locations. That being said, it's about time we call it a day here. Any last thoughts from anybody about this seat?
First of all, I want to ask you, how did you like any thoughts on the Gradius pack that I put out? I put in. This was I was in the Gradius pack for my MSU.
We had early compliments from chat on that. It sounded great. You, I think, were the first one on audio there.
Yes, I was. And I'm glad everyone liked it. I put a lot of effort into this. I actually made 2 different versions of it. One's the original version, which just has audio vocalizations, which wouldn't be good for Restream, and this one I used was the Restream friendly version. So there's 2 versions if you go out and get it on the sheets. There's 2 versions of it. Yeah. Please make sure if you're going to be restreaming it, especially for the main tournament, which is coming up. The group reveals are going to be having tomorrow. Make sure you're using the restream friendly version. I don't want any weirdness happening with the mixes between the original and the restream friendly version. I don't have an audio cue that tells you which version it is yet. But yeah, other than that, thanks to comms and trackers, and thanks for everyone, and from me as a setup helper who does the dailies. Thanks to everyone who had done all the dailies up until now. We will be back at around June, June-ish, June 5th, something like that. stay tuned. But you'll still be more likely to have content available. So, yeah, just stay tuned. And again, thanks to everyone, all the trackers, the comms, and all the players especially for coming out to help out in the dailies and get some content out.
Yep.
Well, thank you to all your hard work as well there. Captain High Ruler, any final thoughts?
I mean, I think
Just
I've
what-
already said everything that I've wanted to say. Just a few annoying items, but otherwise the seed wasn't that bad.
I'd
bit
like to
awkward.
say some things, but this is a family-friendly stream, so I'm not going to. So, yeah, it is what it is. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me on Restream, and thanks to the trackers and commentators, and you have a good day.
All right, take it easy.
Yep.
I'm out as well. I need to
Yep.
like wash my face a little bit, but yeah, take it easy, everybody, and again, thanks to everyone who had signed up and to do comms, tracking, and players, and racing too. So take it easy.
Now, GG's to you all. Just a quick reminder, links are in chat to follow our runners. They did a great job. Appreciate it. Thank you for volunteering your time and your screens for us. And another quick reminder, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, at 10 a.m. Pacific, we do have the group reveal for the main tournament on Speed Gaming. Otherwise, gosh, that'll about do it for me. But Goran, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Aku, Lady Lorlinda, thank you so much for doing the tracking. Goran, why don't you go ahead and take us out? Thank you, everybody.
Well, yeah, just always lovely to be doing these daily races, especially alongside you, Lana Bean. Yeah, again, thank you to our trackers, Akuhish and Lady Laura Linda as well. And yeah, thank you to our four runners, Professor Ender, Captain 1977, High Ruler, and CS Tutor 89. Make sure to, well, give everybody a follow, really. And yeah, just thanks to you, chat, for being here as well. It's all been absolutely wonderful. And again, just to reiterate, with regards to the Link to Pass Randomizer main tournament, that will be Speed Gaming 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So look forward to that. And of course, we'll see you in a few months, really. So again, thank you, everybody.